Okay, so today we're kind of pulling back the curtain on a genuine empire. Not just music, but this really meticulous strategy behind it all. We're doing a deep dive into Beyoncé Knowles-Carter, specifically how she's built this incredible fortune. The estimate we're working from, based on our source, the reign of Queen Bey, puts it around, $760 to $800 million by mid-2024, early 2025.
That's the range, yeah. And our goal here is really to unpack how she did it.
Yeah.
The key things that got her there. She's undeniably one of the most influential and, wealthy artists out there.
It's quite the journey, isn't it? From Destiny's Child, which was huge in itself,
Absolutely huge.
to this solo career where she's kept pushing boundaries, redefining things.
And that's the foundation, right? The music is where it all starts. But like you said, it's way more than just selling albums or streams now.
Right. The source really highlights her music catalog and, maybe even more, the sheer profit from her tours. That seems to be the biggest piece of the pie.
Definitely.
I mean, she holds the record for the most Grammys ever, right? 35.
35 Grammys. Across 8 solo albums, plus all the Destiny's Child work. That consistency, that quality over decades. It builds incredible value in that catalog.
And then she takes that value on the road.
Oh, does she ever? Look at the Renaissance World Tour. The numbers are just staggering. $579 million gross.
Wow.
And that wasn't just her biggest tour. It became the highest grossing tour ever by a Black artist.
Breaking her own record, wasn't it, from the formation?
She broke her own record. And even the tours before that were pulling in hundreds of millions. So this massive, consistent global touring operation, it's a huge engine for her wealth. It shows the demand is still incredibly high.
Okay, so touring is massive, but she's not always on tour. How does that star power, that revenue, translate into a sustainable financial empire day to day?
That's where the business brain really kicks in. A huge part of it is Parkwood Entertainment.
Right. She founded that back in 2008?
Yeah, 2008. And Parkwood isn't just, a management company. It's her production house, her label, everything. It oversees her music, her films, those visual albums.
So it gives her control.
Complete control. She owns her masters. She controls the production, the release strategy. She doesn't need the traditional gatekeepers in the same way. That means she keeps a much bigger slice of the earnings.
And gets to do projects like Lemonade or Black. Is King exactly how she envisions them?
Precisely. It's about that ownership.
And beyond Parkwood, she's branched out too, hasn't she? Into other areas?
Yeah, she's diversified. The Ivy Park collaboration with Adidas is probably the biggest example. Trying to take that brand into athleisure, into retail.
How did that go? The source mentioned sort of mixed results.
It seems it had its ups and downs, yeah. But it shows the strategy, right? Trying different markets, leveraging her name beyond just entertainment. It's about building a portfolio.
Gotcha. And then there are the massive brand deals. You can't forget those. Pepsi, Armani, H&M, L'Oreal.
Absolutely. Those were huge, lucrative partnerships, especially at her peak visibility. And don't forget the fragrances, the Heat line, for example.
Oh yeah, fragrances. That was big business for a while.
Reports say those lines brought in hundreds of millions in sales over time. So again, monetizing her image, her brand across totally different product categories.
And it feels important to at least mention the Jay-Z factor. While we're focused on her net worth from the source,
Right.
their marriage obviously creates this, power couple dynamic financially.
For sure. Their combined net worth is estimated over $3 billion. While her assets are hers, that partnership undoubtedly creates, let's say, amplified opportunities and influence for both of them. It's a whole other layer of financial power.
Okay, so back to her individual status. The article talks about her approaching billionaire status. So not quite there yet on her own.
Not individually, according to this source, hence that $760 to $800 million estimate. But the momentum is definitely there.
Seems like it.
Look at her recent moves. Cowboy Carter dropping in March 2024 to huge acclaim.
Right, the country album.
And there's talk, strong talk, of another potential world tour planned for April 2025. That suggests her earning power is absolutely not slowing down. She keeps innovating, keeps finding those major revenue streams.
So putting it all together, it's not like one big break made her fortune. It's this blend of things.
It really is. It's a masterclass, you could say, in weaving together artistic talent with really smart business moves. Control your brand, diversify, leverage your influence everywhere you can.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Starting as, the lead singer in a group, evolving into this global force running music, film, fashion. When you look at her whole journey, What does her success tell you about that mix, about how artistic talent and sharp business strategy have to work together today to build something truly lasting and massive? Something for you, the listener, to maybe mull over.